I am Dr. W. Bigulage from Kamala Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are discussing the metal-metal bond in inorganic compounds. And as we know, there are different types of bonding, and metal-metal bond is generally occur in most of the inorganic compounds, and mainly in case of the metal cluster. In case of metal complexes, there are three types of bondings are there. One is a sigma bond, then pi bond, and also in addition to that delta bond is there. Delta bond is formed by the plane to plane overlapping, sigma bond is formed by head to head overlapping, and pi bond is formed by the sidewise overlapping or lateral overlapping. So all the different types of bonding which are present in the inorganic compound, which is also known as the metal-metal bonding, we are discussing in today's part. So today's topic is the cluster, and in this we are discussing the metal-metal bonds. And in this part, number one, what are the different types of bonding present in the cluster compound, and so what is metal-metal bonds, formation of different types of bonding, and classification of metal-metal bonds we are discussing in today's part. So as we know, different types of bondings are there, and in case of these different types of metal-metal bonds formed in the inorganic compounds, and it is also observed that uh, like boron hydride, metal cluster can be organized according to their structures, and there are bridged and unbridged compound with simple metal-metal bond, and in this case they have the geometry triangular, tetrahedral or octahedral clusters are there. And understanding the structure of the compound with metal-metal bonds has increased the point where some generalization can be made. So one important point is that unlike boron hydride, smaller metal clusters usually not electron deficient, and the edges of metal cluster polyhedra can be considered as a normal 2 electron bond, and there are exceptions among the 6 atom cluster, and the position of metal in the periodic table, its oxidation state, and the attached ligand are important in determining the number and type of metal-metal bonds. So position of metal in the periodic table and its oxidation state and the attached ligand are important in determining the number and type of metal-metal bonds. Organometallic compound with metal-metal bonds are common, are there, and all of these of the transition metals. But in case of metal halide, metal-metal bonds are based only on element in the second and third transition metal series. So detail about the bondings in the metal clusters we are discussing in this part. So first type of bonding, formation of sigma type metal-metal bond. It is formed by head-to-head overlap, and in this case the dz square orbital of one metal can overlap axially with the dz square orbital of other atom, and forming the sigma type metal-metal bond. So how it is there? So this is the dz square orbital of one metal, this is the dz square orbital of other metal, and between the two metal this orbital positive overlapping is here is shown. This is the positive overlap, this positive lobe and this positive lobe overlap, and forming end to end overlapping, and in this end to end overlapping there is a formation of sigma type bond between the two metal. So this is known as sigma type metal-metal bond. So this is the one type of bond in metal cluster. So this is known as sigma type metal-metal bond formed by the head-to-head or end-to-end overlapping between the orbital, overlapping of orbital between the two metal. So this is this is the sigma type metal-metal bond formed by the dz square orbital of the two metals atom. Now second type is a formation of pi type metal-metal bond in metal cluster, and in this case it is shown, and this is the 2 pi bond can be formed between the two metal. So 2 pi bond can be formed between the two metal. 1 pi bond can be formed by lateral overlap of dxz orbital of one metal with the dxz orbital of other metal. And in this case, the overlapping is shown here. So this is the overlapping. This is the dxz orbital of one metal. D orbitals are double dumbbell shown here. This is the dxz orbital of the other metal. This is xz because lobe is present between the x and z, therefore it is known as dxz orbital. So dxz orbital of one metal undergo overlapping with the dxz orbital of other metal. These are the two orbitals and forming this type of overlapping. See, this is the sidewise or lateral overlapping. This is sidewise or lateral overlapping. Forming this overlapping forms the pi bond. So lateral overlapping forming pi type bond between two metal. So this is second type. So dxz orbital of two metals overlap forming lateral overlapping, and this lateral overlapping forming the pi type bond between the two metal atoms. And similarly, dyz of the one metal, in the similar manner, dyz orbital of one metal overlap laterally with the dyz orbital of other metal and forming pi type bond between the two metals. So dxz and dyz orbital overlap laterally and forming pi type metal-metal bond. So this is shown. This is the second type of the bond present in the metal cluster. Now there are third type of bond shown, which is known as formation of delta type metal-metal bond. So delta type metal-metal bond is formed by lateral overlapping, plane to plane overlapping. This is sometimes also known as delta type bond, is also known as lateral plane to plane overlapping. The dxy orbital of one metal overlap with the dxy orbital of other metal, that is plane to plane, and forms sigma type metal-metal bond. So this is the plane to plane overlapping of the dxy orbital, and here is shown how dxy orbital overlap in this case. So dxy orbital of both the metal overlap and form delta type metal-metal bond. So shown here, the lobes are present between x and y orbital. This is a x and y. When the lobes are present between x and y, it is known as dxy orbital. So this is the dxy orbital of one metal. This is dxy orbital of other metal. Overlap sidewise, and here, so see, these two lobes are overlapping this way. These lobes are overlapping this way. So this is the overlapping, which is the sidewise overlapping of the orbitals, and forming this lateral plane to plane overlapping forms sigma type bond, delta type bond. So this is the this plane and this plane. So plane to plane overlapping, in this case forming the delta type metal-metal bond. So this is shown here. Similarly, dx square y square orbital, in the similar way dxy orbital, similar to dxy orbital, dx square y square orbital of one metal overlap laterally, that is plane to plane, with the dx square y square orbital of other metal to form delta type metal-metal bond. So here similarly the dx square y square orbital is shown here. This is these are the four lobes of the dx square y square orbital. The lobes are present along the x and y axis, therefore it is known as dx square y square orbital. So this is the orbital dx square y square orbital of one metal, and this is the dx square y square orbital of other metal overlap. So see here the overlapping is shown here. This overlap in this way. Overlapping is there and forming delta type metal-metal bond. So dxy and d square y square orbital overlapping and forming this third type of delta type metal bond. So now here a structure of copper acetate monohydrate shows this type of delta bond. So this is the copper acetate monohydrate is a compound, shows this delta bond, and structure is shown here in this compound. So this is the copper one metal, this is another copper metal, and so here this is one H2 here, this is one acetate CaCO, and this is another copper having here water, and this is another acetate, here acetate, here is also acetate, and here in this case there is this bond is shown between the two copper, two metal, d square y square and d square y square overlapping shown here is there, and this orbital of the both the copper form delta type metal bond. So in the bond distance is also given 2.64 angstrom unit. This delta bond between this is a 2.64 angstrom unit. So this is the structure of copper acetate monohydrate, and this is the dimer form of this compound, shows the delta bond formation by d square y square overlapping, and this is the formula of copper diacetate. So two are there, see copper acetate monohydrate. So this is the dimer, Cu CST CO twice, this is one compound Cu, and one acetate, another acetate, in this case also two, and monohydrate is there. So Cu CST CO twice H2O, this is the structure, this is the one molecule, and two molecules joined together shown here in this structure. So two molecules of Cu, copper acetate monohydrate, one water is there on each copper, and there is between the two metal copper bond is there, which is formed by the d square y square between the d square y square orbital of both the metal of copper, forming to this metal type of delta bond. So this is the one structure of the copper acetate monohydrate compound. It is the dimer of the compound, and next part is shown here. What is the metal bonds? So here, as we have seen, the copper acetate monohydrate structure showing delta bond, and in case of the covalent bond between metal are known to exist in many compounds. So such type of bond is found to be present in many compounds, and the simplest example of this type is Ag2Cl2 is the compound in which there is a mercury covalent bond, that is metal bond. And another example of metal covalent bond is copper diacetate monohydrate in the dimer form, which is shown, which shows copper bond in crystalline phase. So there is a in case of copper acetate diacetate monohydrate, there is a copper bond is there, and also in case of Ag2Cl2 there is a Ag covalent metal bond is there. And in this case, the presence of copper bond in the copper diacetate monohydrate is confirmed on the basis of X-ray diffraction method. So X-ray diffraction studies confirm the presence of copper metal bond. It also explains the magnetic measurement. According to the X-ray diffraction studies, copper bond length is found to be a 2.64 angstrom unit, which is slightly greater than interatomic distance, that is 2.56 angstrom unit in case of metallic copper. And it is shown here, this is the structure, delta bond between the two copper line, which is formed by overlapping. So here is shown how this, in case of copper acetate, two copper ion formed by overlapping of the d square y square orbital of both the copper, and two copper ion approach each other along the z axis. So this is the z axis, and this is the one orbital, d square y square orbital of one copper, and this is another d square y square orbital of other copper, and this overlapping shows the formation of delta bond between two metal, that is between the two copper. So this is one orbital, this is another orbital of second metal, and here is a overlapping shown here in this way, and formation of delta type metal bond by the overlapping of the two orbital of two metal. Orbital is d square y square. So there is a delta bond between the two copper ion, which formed by the overlapping of d square y square orbital of both the copper, and two copper ions approach each other along the z axis, which is shown here. So similar type of the delta bond formation also take place in chromium acetate having the formula CrCrCO twice monohydrate. So this is also chromium diacetate monohydrate is the compound. In the similar way, the delta bond formation is take place in the chromium complex. The structure of chromium acetate is identical to the structure of copper acetate, which also show the formation of delta bond, and the chromium complex also undergo the dimerization. So two molecules of chromium complex, chromium diacetate monohydrate, undergo dimerization and forming this type of bondage. Due to the formation of delta bond between the copper in copper acetate, there occur a decrease of paramagnetism, and therefore the spin only value in case of the copper acetate decreases from normal 1.73 bm to the 1.40 bm. So magnetic moment value is 1.73 Bohr magneton theoretical value, and experimental value is 1.40 bm Bohr magneton. And in most of the dimeric complexes of copper ion, they have the low magnetic moment, indicate that there is a copper-copper delta bond. So cases of copper-copper delta bond indicate by the low value of magnetic moment. And most of the copper alkoxide also forms in this case the bond. So most of the copper alkoxide also shows copper-copper delta bond, which give absorption of bond at the 375 nanometer in UV region, which is the characteristics of copper-copper bond. The metal-metal bonds also observed in number of polynuclear metal complexes, and metals are of second and third transition series, and ligand are halogens, and metals are in low oxidation state. So example of such type of complexes or compounds are Re2Cl8 2-, MO2Cl8 2-. So metal-metal bond also observed in number of polynuclear metal complex, and metals are of second and third transition series, and ligands are generally the halogen, and metal are in a low oxidation state. And two examples are there, Re2Cl8 2- and MO2Cl8 2-. So these are the two examples of this type where metal-metal bonds are observed in case of polynuclear metal complexes. So these are the two important examples, rhenium and molybdenum, in case of halogens. So they contain metal-metal bonds, delta bonds. And so here in this part we have discussed different types of metal-metal bonding in metal cluster or metal-metal bonds. So in today's part we have seen the what is metal-metal bond, and what are the types of metal-metal bonding, what are the examples of the compound which are showing the different types of metal-metal bonding. All these part we have discussed in today's presentation. So metal-metal bonds are found in most of the, or in case of inorganic compound, and there are sigma bond, pi bond and delta bonds are present in metal inorganic compound, or we can say in case of cluster compound. And we have seen the two important compounds also there, acetate, and some alkoxide of metal also shows such type of delta bond. So we know sigma, pi bond and delta bonds are present in the metal compounds, most of the inorganic compounds. So this is the important part, metal-metal bonding in the inorganic compounds.